Sign Podcast.
What's up? I'm Dallas Lucas, and this is Saw the Sign. One of the best podcasts out there. Today I want to talk about women hate us because they're not us. All right, women hate us because they know we're stronger. That's the general discussion today. This will then spill into socialism, progressivism, and just general socialist reform. And I feel like it'll all come hand in hand. It'll make sense in the long run. I want to ask you to follow. It'll help out a ton. It will. And without further ado, my cute and wonderful fans, let's get into it. For starters, women don't like men because they're jealous. I think you see it, and it's pretty objective, I'd say. Many people say that women can become leaders because it's subjective. That there's some examples of women who excel in areas like politics, and, it's just like, okay, well, yeah, those are few and far between. And so it's like, you can never say women are equal because they're not. Time and time again, they've proven to not be as equal. If that were the case, right? If it were the case that women were equal, then from the beginning, from the get-go, they'd be equal. Okay, they wouldn't allow themselves to be oppressed or whatever. If you disagree, hey, let me know. But this is what I think, and I 100% have the evidence to back that up. But it's just true. It's objectively true, and I think that when it comes to women, being not superior and being inferior, that's the word. It should be objective, but it's not. Even in this day and age, which actually, really, I mean, it's 100%. I mean, I believe it, no doubt. The reason the way it is today is because we sacrificed what was a tradition, for human civilization. Gender roles, as I call it, and many others. It's like we've kind of lost that. The natural flow of life has just been completely scrapped. People everywhere think that you can do whatever you want. That women can become fairies. Literally, that's what they think. They think that men can become women, when women can become men. Because they take this unnatural, chemically produced, hormone material that is never natural, can never really be on its own. The same people that say biology is like a social construct, right? The same people that say that biological superiority is a social construct, the same people who say that are also the ones fiending and craving for transgender people to get their estrogen or testosterone, Why is that, Well, the answer is simple, it's easy and efficient to use those arguments because they know it's objectively false. And you look at it all the time, you see it all the time, guys, that, men are superior and women hate that. And so since they're the half of the population, and in coming years, in the recent generations, since the Civil Rights Act and movement, they have become more confident and vocal with their opinions. And they're just wrong. They're wrong. And the whole movement should have been, squashed like any other historic rebellion, but it wasn't. And I don't want to get in the meat and potatoes on why it was. That is a poor phrase, by the way. Meat and potatoes. By the way, I'll never use it again. I've never used it. The phrase meat and potatoes. It's like can of worms, but disgusting. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah, off topic here. But no, look. Here's the thing. They think that they're right, and they're not right, and I think they know they're wrong. And so, if gender was a social construct, and it's like, okay, we're all equal, let's all hold hands and live our life, And also, don't hate someone because they don't harm you, right? Okay, that's all true, I guess. Whatever, if you want to make it true. But then, why feel the need to have the estrogen, okay, or the testosterone, right? Because they want the qualities that make men men and women women. Okay. Look, you can say that transgender people are real, sure. Okay. But no amount of estrogen or testosterone will make you that gender. Okay, will make you that person. You are not becoming a new person. All right. I know this was about women and why men are superior, but on that regard, no amount of that because according to white, you're still dependent on that substance, right? Because we have the technology to give you this manufactured, chemically, lab-made garbage that is actively really giving you like bad side effects. Um, yeah. So look, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible all around. I mean, what good does it cause? But anyway, that's a whole another episode I could do about this. I mean, it's true, guys. Don't get butthurt. Don't get butthurt. Don't feel bad. Don't get pressed or whatever. Because at the end of the day, there's right and there's wrong. You know, like, am I crazy for saying that? Am I crazy to say there's right and there's wrong? So, anyways, yeah. So that's where I stand on that regard. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah. So women wish that more men would die, right? You see it all the time. They actively celebrate the rising men's suicide rate. It's disgraceful, disrespectful, and disgusting. The 3Ds. That's funny. Anyways, I'm so immature. But look, they believe that. You see it all the time online. You see it, in general discussion. You see it in schools. Uh, and so, quite frankly, I mean, I look at that and I'm like, what is going on? Have we, the same ones arguing about morality are the ones who don't believe in God, who don't believe, who have these strong opinions of morality, but are just so immoral. They're so immoral. And again, the same ones will tell you, well, God's a bad thing. God's a bad thing because it preaches natural morality. Well, yeah. Yes, Stephanie. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Brittany. Okay, so many E's. Yeah. You know, it's like, look, I mean, I'm not going to say every female name here, but it's becoming tiring. Women and feminists and left-winging general like people, male and female, are just so stupid. Like it's becoming so laughable that I don't even want to entertain it with a actual thoughtful response most of the time. The reason I make this stuff is because it's, well, okay, what else am I going to do? Like, it's kind of funny to just look at it, point out the flaws, and talk about how ridiculous it is, but also really it's harming us, guys. We are the final stand, okay? And you look at what's happening, and Trump's not doing his promises that he promised. He's not fulfilling them. He could 100% just get rid of woke, you know. They make this man out to be Hitler, okay? They make Trump to be this all-powerful king. No, hey, guys, remember the No Kings protest? There was a whole revolution. No kings. Trump's the king. Oh, Trump's the king. No, he's not. Grow up. Grow a pair of balls, okay? It's like people. It's like, here's the thing. Not everyone can become a programmer. Not everyone can become an architect, okay? Not everyone can become a politician. Can we face that? Alright, I'm not saying to just give the population, bread and circus, as a lot of them call it. Oh, Trump's giving us bread and circus with the UFO files release, or the movies, the Goyslop. Well, okay, well, we both agree there's Goyslop in the general circulation, but not for the right reasons of agreement here. You think that everyone should, like, look, no, not everyone should not be a politician, alright? And I think, really, communism Communism is so popular, and here's the thing, right? communism is so popular within leftist and liberal people, and really it's very popular because it, at an uneducated glance, at the first glance, being someone who does not know what they're talking about, at a first glance, it appears to be reform. It appears to be like a revolution to reform the government, to help out the citizens, and to end genuine tyranny. It's like, okay, and so it's ridiculous. It's so real, like actual tyranny is ignored because it's like, well, at least we're progressive. At least we're progressive. You're trapped in the old world. Bull crap, man. Bull crap. All right, I'm calling BS because the reason is communism is really a plague. A plague. Okay, there's no room for it anymore. And to tie this back into it, I kind of lost my train of thought here. If I'm being honest with you guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I get carried away. But here's the deal: the same ones who have this false sense of morality, who argue for unnatural acts, which is a long list of things, not just homosexuality or transgender ideology and belief. It's everywhere. And I think there's a big, like, heavy thing here um, that we all suffer from. And eventually, you and me, right, uh, are really just not, like, we are the final stand for kind of saving the traditional values, right? They get upset because low key, and I hope they think this, really, I would have put it past them if they honestly think Trump's fascist. If they think MAGA is fascist, then they're stupid. It's like, okay, you know what, Israel? You know what? Just fine. We're goyim. We are goyim, and we'll go back into the pen. We're cattle. Because really, at this point, I'd agree. I'd agree with them because, dude, it's so funny to me, right? I've had so many talks with Democrats, liberals, and they're like, "So you're a Trump supporter? You like Trump?" And I'm like, "No, all right, I don't like the guy. You know, I don't think he's dumb. He's a smart opportunist. Like he's a very smart guy who obviously took action, and seized the opportunities that were presented to him. But he's no way a good guy and a good leader for us. But anyways, we're already at 11 minutes here. I want to wrap it up here. Got a short episode, but also, hey, more structured. I have some notes here that I've had to kind of help me here. Not that I need them, of course not. If you've seen the other episodes, I can go without them. I'm just kidding. No, they're a mess, right? And so I'm trying to fix that with this stuff. And if you like it, hey, hit the follow button. If you like this new style, go to the main show page and low key rate the show 5 stars, top right corner. I'm also kind of more chilled out here. And I want to work on my stuttering, of course, hey, there's no room for stuttering in the podcast space. What are you talking about? Hey, you are my beautiful ears, and I give you the beautiful music, which is my voice, my words. So, anyways, that's about it. God bless you, and yeah, I hope you have a good night or a good day, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, I don't care when you watch this. I just thank you for it, and whatever time it is for you. So anyway, I'm Dallas Lucas, and this is Solid the Sign, best podcast ever. Thank you for listening again with me today. Goodbye.